Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered, are planets perfect spheres? They might look smooth and round from a distance, but appearances can be deceiving. From Earth to Jupiter, every planet in our solar system has its quirks, bulges, and imperfections. But why is that? Today, we're diving into the science of planetary shapes, and trust me, the universe is weirder than you think. To understand why planets aren't perfect spheres, we first need to talk about what they are. Planets are giant masses of matter held together by gravity. Gravity pulls inward equally in all directions, so you'd expect them to be perfectly round, right? Well, not quite. The real universe isn't that simple. For example, Earth is about 42 kilometers wider at the equator than from pole to pole. This makes it an oblate spheroid, a fancy term for slightly squished sphere. But what's causing this squish? The main reason planets aren't perfect spheres is rotation. As a planet spins, centrifugal force pushes matter outward at the equator. Think of it like a spinning pizza dough. Ever notice how it stretches outward as it spins? The same principle applies here. Take Saturn, for example. It spins incredibly fast, just 10.7 hours for one full rotation. This rapid spin causes Saturn's equator to bulge dramatically. If planets didn't rotate, they'd be much closer to perfect spheres. But rotation isn't the only factor. Planets are made of layers, rock, metal, gas, and sometimes even ice. These materials respond differently to gravity. For instance, gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn are mostly made of gases and liquids, so their shapes are more affected by rotation than rocky planets like Earth or Mars. Rocky planets, on the other hand, have rigid surfaces, which means they don't deform as easily. However, even these planets have imperfections caused by mountains, valleys, and craters. Did you know Everest makes Earth's surface about 9 kilometers taller at its peak than its lowest point in the Mariana Trench? Another fascinating reason planets aren't perfect spheres is gravitational distortion. Earth is slightly deformed because of the moon's gravitational pull, which creates tides in our oceans and even stretches the planet itself. It's a subtle effect, but it's enough to add a little extra wobble to Earth's shape. Some exoplanets, orbiting extremely close to their stars, are even more distorted. These planets can look like footballs stretched by their stars' immense gravity. For centuries, scientists and philosophers believed planets were perfect spheres. After all, spheres were thought to be the most perfect shape, representing the divine.